Okay, 5:03. Let's go ahead and start the presentation. So first of all, my name is Sydney. I'm the student recruiter for the College of Health Sciences, and this is the Program Pathways event for the After Degree in Nursing program. If any of you have any questions during the event, you can post it in the Q&A section, and I will go through any questions when we're at the end of the presentation. Okay. So before we begin, I would just like to acknowledge that the University of Alberta is located on Treaty 6 territory and respects the histories, languages, and cultures of First Nations, Métis, Inuit, and all First Peoples of Canada, whose presence continues to enrich our vibrant community. So now you might ask yourself, why would you choose nursing? So nurses work firsthand within the healthcare system, and while most do choose to work face-to-face with patients, the opportunities for where you take your nursing career are truly endless, and regardless of which path you choose, you are making a huge difference in the quality of life of patients. Nursing is a highly employable profession, and it has a wide variety of workplace settings and opportunities, including opportunities all around the world. The Faculty of Nursing program at the U of A is actually ranked first in Canada and fifth in the world. We were ranked first the last 2 years in a row, and we moved up from, I do believe, ninth place to fifth place last year. We have award-winning faculties in both teaching and research here. So as mentioned, the U of A has the best nursing program in Canada. It offers a hands-on interactive learning framework. We have a few nursing programs available that I'll explain in a few slides. And importantly, the U of A nursing graduates are highly employable in various fields, and students in our program are guaranteed clinical placements. And that's a huge thing for students here. Located at our North Campus, we have 6 learning labs with state-of-the-art simulation centers for an immersive learning experience. These areas are super cool. They have multiple simulated human patients that can range from newborns to adults. Each have their own social history. They can have blinking eyes, heart, lung, and bowel sounds, and they actually can respond to the care that you're providing for them, which is really, really cool. We also have one that can do a simulated live birth. The realistic environment provides a really safe learning experience for high-risk clinical skills and settings, and this ensures that students are as prepared as possible when entering a real clinical setting. Oh yes, there's some fact of our high-fidelity simulation suite. One of the greatest parts about our clinical placements, our nursing programs, is our clinical placements. When you enter your clinical placement, we aim for groups to have a 1:8 clinical instructor to student ratio. The first year of our degree consists of laying foundational knowledge, and then you're going to be right into clinicals, especially with our after degree program being a compressed study time. So you actually jump into clinicals pretty quick in the after degree program. Clinicals are areas where students are able to put their nursing theory and skills into practice through a set of rotations of clinical experiences. And these can be somewhat tailored to students' interests, especially when it comes to their last preceptorship. You'll get an experience multiple different types of clinical placements throughout your degree. And then at the very end, when you do your preceptorship, you'll actually have a bit of a say in where you want to potentially have the most amount of experience in. Placements generally can occur within about 150-kilometer radius of the greater Edmonton area. We also have a really, really awesome opportunity for students to take more rural opportunities for their preceptorships. And if there are some preceptorships further in like Northern Canada available, depending on your interests. We have a lot of students who do decide to do the rural preceptorships. And one of the best opportunities with the rural preceptorship is that you are one of very few like nursing staff or healthcare staff in some of these communities, meaning you will be experiencing just about everything. It's a really high-paced environment, really supportive, and some quotes here from alumni students describe that the rural placements are the best they could have ever done. They were placed in supportive nursing environments, they gained broader perspectives, and the rural placements provided them with an opportunity to rotate through various specialty areas in their short period of time there. Now, let's discuss our programs. And tonight we're actually going to just focus on our 2-year after degree option. And we have two options for this. So our after degrees. So we have the Bachelor of Science after degree program, which is 2 years. So how it works is you study from September until end of July. So you'll do a fall term, a winter term, and a spring/summer term. And then you get about 3 weeks off in August until you start for your second year in September again. Students who present a recognized undergraduate degree can apply to this program. And this program is only offered in English at our North Campus. And it just has to be any undergraduate degree. We don't require any specific science degree or anything in the medical field at all. We just require that full undergraduate bachelor's degree. The after degree program requirements are a bachelor's degree, a minimum admission GPA of 3.0, which is calculated on your most recently completed 24 credits. This is 24 credits that have grades associated with them. So if you're in a master's program and you're taking a thesis-based master's, we'll be looking at whatever the last course is that you received credit for, or a grade for, my apologies. Or if you did like a practicum in another program, same thing. Because those aren't graded programs, we won't use this for your admission GPA. And we'll just look back at the last 24 credits that you received a grade for. And then we also have prerequisite courses. So there's a couple that have to be taken within a 5-year span. We've got human anatomy, human physiology, and medical microbiology. The other two, English and statistics, just need to be completed. The 3, human anatomy, physiology, medical microbiology, also need to have a minimum C+ in order to get that prerequisite check mark for them. And they need to be complete by the document deadline, which is June 15th this year, if you're applying for fall 2024 start. So students can take this course at the U of A up until spring semester, so long as they are finished by like June 12th, as only at the U of A. If you take a spring semester at another institution, we can't guarantee that we'll get your marks in time, but you can ask any questions about that after if you'd like. We also have a second option, the after degree honors program. So this one has a few different requirements. You can see here that we have a minimum GPA of 3.5 or higher for those who are interested. And this program only differs in the sense that you will get an opportunity to explore more research in the nursing field. If you're interested in this, we have some resources for students. You can email Hannah O'Rourke, and she is actually the coordinator for this program. And then this Google form here will be sent to Hannah as well if you're interested in filling it out. Take a picture of the screen, and this will just get sent to Hannah if you're interested in learning more about the program at a future date. She'll include you in some emails. You can also check out uab.ca/nursing to see virtual events that are available. Okay, on top of these requirements, we do have a couple additional requirements. Again, this is a competitive program, and you do need to complete the Casper test. The Casper test, for anyone who hasn't heard, I'll go in a little bit more detail in it afterwards. But we do need the Casper test before we can even assess your application. And then we do need both English language and spoken English language proficiency as per all U of A programs. And there are health and safety requirements that are submitted following admission to the program. So you don't need to have these complete by our document deadline. These are more complete for the start of your program or just a bit into the program. And that is immunization requirements, police information check with a vulnerable sector check, clearance, and a respiratory mask fit testing. And we do have like a CPR and basic life-saving requirement as well. Okay. So the Casper test, for those who've never heard of it, is a 90 to 110-minute online open response situational judgment test. This is used so we can look at compassion, empathy, creative thinking, professionalism, problem solving, all qualities that we feel nurses should possess. And this helps give a little bit more of a holistic review of applicants, and this goes just a bit beyond academic achievements only. The testing is valid for one admission cycle, and we have a specific test we can accept. If you go to our website, you'll be able to see that we have it listed there. How it works is it goes through a third-party company called Acuity Insights, and when you're on that website, you can select for U of A undergraduate nursing. If you submit this after your application has been submitted to the U of A already, it'll automatically link it to your application, and then we will receive those results within about 2 to 4 weeks from you completing it. So the last assessment time is for May 2nd. We highly recommend that students do not wait until May 2nd to take their test, just because of that 2 to 4 week period where we won't be able to have your results, and we can't start assessing your application for admission to the program until we receive those Casper test results. So, some career opportunities for students in our program. Like I said earlier, we do have a very high employable rate. Our program excellence and clinical experience that you gain throughout your degree means that you're highly employable. By graduation, many students already have a range of clinical experience in a variety of settings. And this can look like nurses can work in a lot of different fields without necessarily needing to go back for any extra education. So if you're interested in going into pediatric nursing or working in oncology units, renal therapies, working in the ER, sometimes even the OR, those you just get that experience through our program, and you're not going to necessarily need to go and explore other education pathways because you'll already be certified as that registered nurse at the end of our program, and you already can work in all of those settings. And again, while many students go into the medical fields for nursing, there are several other fields that nurses can go into, such as management, public health policy, nursing education, or even research. And if research is for you, you definitely should consider the honors program. Okay, so now that everyone's ready to apply to our after degree nursing program, I'm just going to quickly walk you through the process. So if you are, oh, that's the wrong date there, but if you're anticipating a fall 2024 admission, our applications will close March 1st, 2024. When you submit your application, you go to uab.ca/apply here in the corner. You're going to choose your program, so the after degree nursing program. If you're interested in trying the honors program and you do not meet the qualifications at 3.5 GPA, we will automatically assess you for the regular program. So if you are interested in trying out the research portion and you're just not sure if you'll 100% make that requirement, please submit your application to that program. And then if you aren't meet that GPA requirement, we'll auto assess you for the regular after degree. Once your submission of your application is complete, then go do the Casper test. And like I said, you can look at our website at uab.ca/nursing for more information on that, but it's through Acuity Insights. And then we'll send you, once you submit your application, you'll get a Launchpad account and a University of Alberta email account. If you're already a student here, you'll already have that information, and you'll just check your status on your Launchpad account and hopefully accept your offer after that. So quickly here to finish it up, nursing is a degree where you can make a huge difference and find your purpose. And I hope that from this presentation, you have gained some insight into our world-leading degree programs. Our website is on the slide as well as our email. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And you can also scan this QR code to find out about U of A events and receive notifications close to the application deadline dates. Okay, I'm going to open the floor to questions now, if anyone has any. You can pop them in the Q&A section, or if that's not working for you, you can put them in the chat. Any questions? And if you don't feel like asking over here, I can go back to the last slide if you need any more time to grab our email or anything. Is there an undergraduate program that is preferred for a student to take? No, there is no undergraduate program that is preferred for a student to take to get into this program. It just has to be from a recognized institution. So if you took a program at like a diploma program, let's say, that wouldn't qualify for our undergraduate program. But if you take any full undergraduate bachelor's degree program at a recognized institution, so any institution in Canada, lots of international institutions, then there is no requirement to meet other than you have completed that education check mark, basically. I hope that answers your question. If I were to take additional classes and do extra volunteer work during a gap year, could that gap year potentially impact my admission to the program? No, it would not impact your admissions to the program. You would, it just, the only thing that it might impact is those prerequisites. So just make sure that your anatomy, your physiology, and your medical microbiology were still complete within that 5-year range. If you take a gap year, that's not going to impact your admission at all. We'll just go back and look at your most recently completed 24 credits from before your gap year, or if you're taking courses during that gap year, we'll use those as well. Okay, so for the prereq for microbiology, physiology, anatomy are available at the U of A. Yes, so you can still enroll in those classes. We have open studies. That would be a separate application from your current program or from the program for after degree nursing. And if you're hoping to apply for fall 2024, you can apply to open studies and take up to 2 of these courses through our open studies in the spring semester. Medical microbiology for sure is being offered and is offered online. And the deadline for that open studies is April 30th. Another option for the anatomy and physiology, we do offer a combined, or sorry, Athabasca offers a combined course, and you can take it through Athabasca and that would be qualified as well. We do have a page on our nursing website that shows our prerequisites, all of the options that we have currently looked at as opportunities in like Edmonton area or online. So Athabasca and then some other universities around. Basically, you can complete those through any open studies program for the most part, and we outline what specific courses we accept. Okay, we'll give it a couple more minutes if anyone has questions. You can pop them in there. There's a chat. Okay, we'll give it about 2 more minutes there. If anyone has any questions, pop them in the Q&A section, and otherwise we'll let you all go for the evening. Okay, so for the GPA 3, is it for degree we already did? Yes, so that the 3.0 GPA is what we'll calculate on those most recently complete 24 credits, and that's going to be part of anything that's most recently completed. So if you completed a full program and then you started another program, and you never like necessarily finished it, you still meet our requirement to have a full degree, but you're in courses currently, we'll use those courses. So it's just the most recently complete ones. Like anatomy. So if you anatomy doesn't necessarily have to be part of the requirements. So sorry, it doesn't have to be part of the 24 completed courses that we take for your GPA. So if like, let's say you're taking anatomy right now, we may not use anatomy to assess your AGPA. If we assess it currently in the last 24 credits, you meet our requirements and are offered a conditional acceptance, it'll be conditional on you completing anatomy, that kind of idea. If our prerequisites do not need to be part of that GPA calculation, if they were done before the 24 credits were complete, as long as they're done within that stipulation of 5 years, they will not be included in your AGPA calculation unless they're also part of the last 24. I hope that makes sense. Of course. Okay, last chance for questions here. Give it another minute here. If anyone has anything they'd like to ask. If not, I can put our email back on the screen there for anyone who may have missed it. If you have any questions. There we go. So that nursing.undergraduate@ualberta.ca. If you have any questions after this event, you're more than welcome to reach out. Okay, so your friend went to do the actual degree, but her GPA is 2.3 something. To get into the program, the requirements may have been different previous years. We do have a current requirement for a 3.0 to apply as our minimum, but that's potentially something that changed. But you don't have to maintain a 3.0 to stay in the program. So if they have a GPA of 2.3 in the program, that's also okay. Um, okay, if you're asking if your friend can apply with a 2.3, um, our requirement is a minimum of 3. So in previous years, it might have been okay, but for now we have a requirement of 3. Okay, we are going to end the session here. If anyone has any further questions, they are more than welcome to send us an email at nursing.undergraduate. And I just want to thank you all for joining our event this evening.